Hey everybody. I don't know if you can see me. Ah, if you can see me, hi. I apologize, Lisa. Thank you. Love the name. And let's see. Yay. Okay, so now I can see myself on the YouTube stream, and so you guys can have me as well. And let me fix that audio background. So, hey everybody. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind, and thank you for joining me tonight on my live. I've got a couple of things to do tonight. I am going to, hi Chloe, thank you for joining. Glad to see you here. So hi Lisa, and I know Donnell, you said you wouldn't be able to catch the stream, so you'll catch the replay. So thank you again so much. I appreciate it. Hi Vicky, thank you. How's everybody doing tonight? I know it's kind of a dreary and cloudy day here, but it's been fairly comfortable out. So, hope everybody's doing okay. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. I know earlier today when I was looking, I think I had 37 or 38 subscribers, which is insane. I was definitely not expecting to be at almost 40 subscribers already. That is exciting. I'm insanely excited. Ooh, I have 39. Awesome. Awesome, you guys. I am so excited. All right. Taking a walk and it was glorious. Yes. Walks do a body good. I talked to, I took my dog for his walk this morning and it was absolutely worth it. All right, so I am going to put my keyboard away. So everything, I can see the chat, so I'll answer you guys in chat. I do have another camera set up today that you guys haven't seen before, so I'll show that to you guys today. I have got, let's see, let me get that out of the way. I will pull that back up if I need to. So I have a new camera angle, and we're going to see how well this works. I have a different camera coming in, probably, I'm thinking I'll be able to get it in for the next week, but I'm going to try to swap to this camera angle so you guys can actually see me. So I might be able to zoom in and we'll just have to see how well this works. And so if I need to adjust it a little bit, I'll do that as well. So let me go back over to my main angle. And I don't know if you guys know, but I have been asked by a friend of mine to do cotton cuts. So I will be doing cotton cuts with her. And so I may not be doing it on the live, but I did get my box in today. So you guys, if you want to see what's in my box, let me know. I have not even opened it. I haven't even cut the tape yet. That is how fresh and new it is for me. And I have got another surprise for you guys as well. So I'd love to know what everybody's working on today. I know there's, we've only got 5 on here right now, but I'm appreciative of all 5 of you. And if you're working on something, definitely put it in the chat because I want to know what's going on. Today, what I'm going to be working on, I'm going to be working on 2 different things. I'm going to be working on the rest of my flying geese for my orange. And I'm going to swap over to the ironing board camera here in just a minute and show you guys. And I'll also be able to change out the camera that you guys are seeing right now. So it's kind of an older camera, so I'm going to use it somewhere else. So it's getting changed out. But I also have my yellow colorway for this pattern is Star Systems by Elizabeth Hartman. And so I am working through it. You finished December on your Quilt My Life quilt. You finished that completely. I am so excited. So you guys who don't know, the lady posting this as Frog Kermit, she did a quilt. It's just absolutely fantastic. And she has been working on quilting her life for 2023. And it is, people call me crazy and call me ambitious. She's more ambitious than I am, I believe. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see that put together. So that is exciting. So, do you guys want to see what I've been working on? What I got done so far? And I know my video is ahead of what I actually see, so I do apologize. I'm still getting used to the difference in speed. Well, okay. You guys, last week I was working on putting my flying geese together for my first star system in my Star Systems quilt. And I have put the first star system together. So I'm going to walk a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can see a little bit better. The lighting's not as great, but that is 9 stars. And I will end up taking this back apart because I did a couple of things that I want to fix. One of them, this star and this star are supposed to be swapped. And I put them in the wrong order because I was rushing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, pink is looking kind of amazing. Now I'm doing double. So this is one of 2. So when I do the second one, I'm going to copy this, but I'm going to fix some things. And I'm going to swap over so that I can show you guys what I'm going to fix and why I'm going to fix it. So let me swap over. Okay, so this is my ironing board camera. And so the first thing that I'm going to fix is I'm going to fix my points. Now, I didn't lose all my points. Like a lot of my points, if I can get it to focus and figure out my direction. There we go. I have got a lot of my points. A lot of them did make it, but I also was rushing when I put this together, and I definitely lost this point right here. What I did not do is when I put these smaller star units together, I'll zoom back out so you guys can see. When I put these smaller star units together, I did not square them up. And if I had squared them up, I would have known I was going to lose that point. So I have not trimmed any of this. So I've lost a point here that might come out in pressing. I've lost a couple of others that may or may not come out in pressing. So I am going to take it apart for 2 reasons. One is to fix that these 2 are not supposed to be identical. I'm supposed to have this one or this one, whichever one, is supposed to be swapped with one of the others. So I am going to fix that. And one of the things that this pattern does is I've got this fabric right here and the outer fabric right here. And so that same outer fabric is in another star and the inner fabric is in the points of those stars. So they're not that hard to put together, but I didn't square anything up before I started putting it together. So I do have some seam allowance problems just because I was rushing. And one thing I always want to say is if you want it to come out the way that the pattern designer says it should come out, Don't rush. Take your time. Don't do what I did. So I'm going to undo and fix it. So that is star system 1, but I've got a duplicate of this that I'll be doing, and I will be doing it a little bit better than this one. So that is 1. All right, and let's swap back over. And I wish I had both of these cameras at the same screen, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. All right, so I have been dying to see what came in my Cotton Cuts box. So I am going to get that opened. I am doing the small Tree of Life, and I am doing the chestnut colorway. And these are not fabric scissors. These are my retired fabric scissors. So they mostly cut paper nowadays. I've got 2 pairs that are fabric, and then I've got 2 pairs that are paper and 3 that are fabric. So, all right, so tape is cut. So let's see what I got in my box. All right, you guys, I'm going to swap over to the other camera so you guys can see, because I have not opened one of these before, and I want you guys to be able to enjoy this with me. All right, so let me move my iron out of the way. There we go. All right, so they gave us nice little tissue paper with the sticker. Let's see if I can pull it out. Nope, I can't pull it out of the way. So I'm just going to tear around, and you guys are seeing this with me. All right, so this is the Tree of Life box, and I'm doing colorway chestnut. So this is a welcome to the little spring 2024 puzzle mystery Tree of Life little postcard, and it says that this is actually their 15th puzzle mystery quilt. So if you guys did not know, this is their 15th one. And then I got a little Tree of Life by Cotton Cuts sticker. I might put that on the back of my machine. And I've already printed one of these out. This is the colorway card that they give you. So they give you a colorway card, and it tells you what your fabric is and what it gives you a print of your fabric. So it tells you which one is fabric A and all of that. So I did the pay all at once. So I have all of my clues. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. Oh wow, 5 is kind of, ooh, 5 came with a little to-do notebook. I like that. I might have to steal that before I get to month 5. Right, there's 6, there's 7, and these are really nicely packaged. All right, there's 8, and everything is pre-cut. Oh, I got some pens. All right, there's clue 9, and this is going to be my oops kit. So Cotton Cuts, when you order one of their mystery quilts, you do get to have the option of adding an oops kit, and I did order that. So this is going to have all of my fabrics except for my binding. So if I needed to come back to it, this is my fabric A, this is my fabric B, that's got to be my fabric C, there's my fabric D, my fabric E, and my fabric F. So I can use the color card, or I can use my oops kit, and if I accidentally cut something wrong, like I trim something up and I screw it up, that's what this oops kit is for. And they included a flat Nancy, so I know I've gotten onto well, hi, it's Kennedy, glad to see you. So the flat Nancy, they want you to take a picture of your clue with flat Nancy when you post to the Cotton Cuts Facebook site. So there's my flat Nancy. All right, and here's my clue 10, which is going to be my finishing kit. And I'm assuming that these are my borders as well as my binding. That is definitely my binding right there. And I apologize. I realize that my camera is moving a little bit, so I do apologize, and it's refocusing. All right, and then I got some kind of little gift, so I am about to find out what that gift is. I am so excited for those pens. But I really think they needed to put the pins with Clue 5 when you get your little notebook. Oh, that would have been perfect to put those together. But you know, so since I've got them all at once, I'm not disappointed. Ooh, yes. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, Nancy. Yes, Vicky, I do love Flat Nancy. Flat Nancy can be so much fun. All right, so we're going to see what this little, this is a fabric badge. Oh my gosh. So this is a Cotton Cuts little badge, and it is fabric. It's got a plasticky backing. I'm not sure if it's iron-on or if it's a sticker, but I could probably applique that onto something. I might do a little bag where I applique that on, or I could punch a hole and I could hang that on the tree, Christmas tree, as a reminder that in 2024 I did a Cotton Cuts. So I may write 2024 on the back of that. That's awesome. So here's clue 1, and I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do these online. I know I've already gotten the clue, like how to assemble this, in my email box. But I know I'm going to be doing this with somebody, but I don't know because there's two. You do 2 of each of clue 1. I don't know if I'm going to do this on live or if I'm going to do it off of live and maybe record my steps or something like that. All right. Vicky, you're grinding gears. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, wow, you guys. I just opened my little thank you for your support box. So I got this is a beautiful feeling pen. So it's very nice and heavy, and it says Cotton Cuts on it. I apologize for the lighting, not being able to get it in. So I've got a beautiful pen. So maybe that was what the thing was for. And this looks like an extra long thimble. And it's in my color. I'm not disappointed at all. All right. And this says that these are tapestry needles. Okay, so I've got a pack of needles, and this is a magnet. So I'm assuming that these needles will stick to it, but I may just stick this on my fridge too. And it's got a sewing machine, a little tape measure, and needles, and all of that, and scissors. Hi, Teresa Louise. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining me. Teresa, can you remind me whether or not you are doing a Cotton Cuts mystery? If you're doing the Tree of Life? I know I'm not working on my clue tonight, but I just got my box in. I don't know how much you were able to see. I apologize, I'm coughing, you guys. The air is dry here, and I had a doctor's appointment where the air was even drier. Oh, you're not doing a Cotton Cuts, gotcha. Well, they gave some really cool little things with it. They sent these little, I don't know if this is, I don't know why. I don't know if this is because I signed up through one of the Cotton Cut ambassadors, but they sent a little embroidered patch or ornament. It's really kind of cool. All right, guys, I'm going to swap back over to the other camera. So bear with me just a second. So today I am going to try out this camera right next to my sewing machine, and we're going to see if it cooperates or if it doesn't, because I'm not quite sure. It is a wireless setup, and I have not tested it out yet. Oh, okay, so it's Kennedy. You were working on a Quilt of Valor. How far have you gotten with that? Are you going to be done with that this weekend? Let's see. There we go. Nope. Wrong camera. There we go. There's my camera. And you guys will see my mouse. I'm just going to slide it up out of the way. And I'm going to angle it just a hair. And we're going to see if I don't hit it with my chair too. So I'm going to let you guys laugh at me. And I am doing this entirely so that you guys can laugh at me. And I am not ashamed at all that I have done it. And let me see where I put everything. All right, so these are, I'm missing a stack of flying geese. Oh, there's my stack. Let me go grab it real quick. All right, so I have started putting my flying geese together, and I'm going to try to figure out how to do 2 cameras where I can like make myself smaller so you guys can see my needle as well as having both on the screen at the same time. So most of my flying geese I did really, really well. Let me re-angle this light and see if that helps any. So this has butterflies and it's not directional. So the butterflies could go any direction. It's not a big deal. Same with this print, the orange and yellow that's in this. It really doesn't matter which direction they go. And same with this print. These are all oranges. These are all part of my orange color family, which is my southeast color family for this pattern. So they're not directional. However, I did stripes. Yes, Katie, yes, absolutely. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody, if you haven't already, go hit that right, let's see, right about, nope, right, well, there, right about down here. There's going to be a like button. Thank you, Chloe. Thank you. I appreciate it. And hi, Katie. Thank you for joining me. All right, so guys, do you see my problem with my stripes? Do you see what I did? It's a directional print. I screwed up my directional print. All of my flying geese were going one direction. And then I screwed up one. I managed to screw one up. So I'm going to take that one out because my flying geese are going to go. Thank you, Chloe. Yeah. Now I will tell you, I'm not a huge fan of orange. I really am not. Orange is so hard for me. Like this is one of my orange fabrics. It's more of a yellow, but it's got a lot of orange pieces and parts in it. And so that's part of my orange collection. And I managed to pull it in because there's the orange and yellow mixture there. But I had no oranges in my stash. I also had no yellows in my stash. I am not a yellow person. Yellow is not part of my love language of fabric, if you will. It is just not there for me. And so I had to go buying all of my fabrics anyway because I really didn't know if I pre-selected fabrics, I didn't know if I was going to have the right fabrics to get going with. And so I decided to just go buy everything. And the Joann's that I went to go buy all my fabrics, I had to have 54 fat eighths. So I was buying 54 quarter yards. And I went and got 53 fabrics. They literally did not have another orange. So when I went to a bigger city, I got this butterfly fabric. That was the last orange fabric I bought. That was the last fabric I had to buy for this quilt. One of my first quilts was Cats in the Grass. Yeah, grass might be a little directional. Okay, you guys, and also let me know if I'm too loud or if you have any problems hearing me. I know this is definitely going to be a different camera angle, and we're going to try it today and see if it works. But I don't know, just because I haven't had anything like in my way before like that. Oh, good question, Teresa. Thank you. I am working on an Elizabeth Hartman pattern. It is called Star Systems, and there are 9 stars systems in the quilt. So she did red, orange, and yellow, and then this yellow-green color. And I did pink, red, orange, and yellow. And then I'm going to have green where she's got her green. I've got a blue instead of a teal. And then I'm going to go teal. And then I'm going to go purple. And I'm going to go gray in the center. I wanted to challenge myself with an Elizabeth Hartman pattern. And so I put this one on my wish list, and it was given to me as a gift for my birthday. So the quilt makes, or the pattern makes an 80-inch by 80-inch quilt, and I decided I wanted something bigger. So I am doing 2 of each of these star systems, and then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to lay it out to make it bigger. Thank you, Teresa Louise. I really hope it's going to be pretty. Yes, it is. Yeah, the cotton cuts is the Tree of Life cotton cuts, and I am doing the chestnut colorway. It is not anything that I have in my supply already, so like none of the fabrics are native to what I normally select. And kind of the same thing with this Elizabeth Hartman. So the purples and blues that I'm going to get to, and a little bit of the greens, are more, definitely the grays, are definitely along the lines of things I would normally pick out. But these bright colors are definitely not in the normal list. So, Teresa Louise, what are you working on today? And I want to let you guys know, if you haven't already heard, I am going to go join Katie at Greenland Quilter on Saturday. She is hosting a live, I believe it is at 2 p.m. my time. I'm going to be one of her guests on her channel on Saturday. I don't remember, I don't know if we've talked about how long the live is going to be, but I will be on that channel with her. I haven't decided what I'm going to work on yet. I don't know if I'm going to be continuing to work on this Elizabeth Hartman and trying to get more of these flying geese done, or if I'm going to be working on something else. I am going to do a Super Bowl live. I know I am normally watching the Super Bowl. I am not going to be watching it this year. There's just, other than the Super Bowl commercials, which I can find somewhere else, and maybe the Puppy Bowl, there's not really that much that I'm interested in watching for the Super Bowl this year. And I'm not going to a Super Bowl party, so I'm going to do oh, thank you, Teresa. I am going to do a Super Bowl live. So if you don't have anything to do on Super Bowl Sunday, I will be posting that live up. I meant to look earlier at my schedule and see exactly what hours I wanted to do the live for, but it is going to be a long live. I don't know yet whether or not my fabric is going to be in so I can start quilting. If my fabric is in, I will go ahead and be working on quilting one of my 5 quilts to quilt. If it is not in, then I am going to probably be working on this, or I've got one other project I need to start, and so I might be pulling that one out as a sneak preview. Yeah, Katie, there's a lot of people I think that are going to be live on Sunday, but I'm definitely going to be live. I do not feel like those of us who like to sew, oh, Teresa, yeah, that's right. I'm not trying to take away from your channel, I promise. I'm gonna have to like put your channel on my phone so you get the watch hours, and then I'll have to go back and rewatch. I do love watching your channel. You have a lot of inspiration going on. I love that horse that you did. Guys, if you haven't checked out Teresa's channel, I wonder, let me see real quick. Let me try something. Let me go over where I haven't signed into the chat on my stream service, but let me see if this works. And yes, all right. So there is a list of people that I follow. So if you do exclamation point friends, it shows you the list of everybody that I've got programmed in. So you see Becca, that is from So Becca. Debbie has a channel. Hers is In Quilt Fact. She is a fairly new content creator to YouTube, but she already has over 2,000 followers. She is fabulous to watch. She is a treat. She says all the things that I wish I could say. Yep, absolutely. And let's see, there's Donna. Donna is Handmade by Ying, with Donna. And I love Donna's accent. I could listen to her for hours and hours and hours. She did a heart pattern recently that I absolutely love. And she also has been working, I don't know how far she's gotten, but she was working on a Scrabble quilt, which is absolutely such a phenomenal idea. Fallon's channel at Soviet Quilts. Ian is the off-kilter crafter. Katie is the Greenland quilter. Sean, I am going to be on Sean's channel. I will have a date listed up on my channel as we get closer so you guys know, but I'm going to be on his channel on one of his Saturday morning lives. He is the guy who sews. He was originally from Australia. I love listening to him as well. He has such a positive outlook on things and just absolutely an amazing guy. And it's fun to have guys to watch that are sewing. Shannon is, she started following me on my first live. She is Slay Arts. And then, of course, I've got Teresa there with Teresa I Quilt too. And then Tiffany. Tiffany is she was my gateway drug to finding all of these other creators. Her channel really kind of got me onto watching YouTube creators while I sew. I really didn't have anybody to watch before that and really didn't even think about, looking for anybody. And then watching Tiffany's channel, and then she kind of connected me with a lot of these others. Some of these I saw their names in Tiffany's chat but didn't know much about them. And so like literally as I've gone through and expanded watching everybody, it's been kind of a blessing to get to that. Now, Teresa, one thing I am going to do later is I am going to re-show what I have already done on this quilt. I've already gotten one of my star systems done, and it is the pink one. I've only done one of the two blocks of that I'm going to do. I am going to take it apart though. I'm not 100% happy with it. And so I do subscribe to the No Quilt Police. I do believe that nobody really needs to police anybody else's work. If you ask somebody's opinion, they're welcome to give it. But if you're not happy with it, then that's when you need to decide what you're going to do. Whether you're not happy with it because you just don't like the colors, whether you're not happy with your quilt or your project because your seams don't match, whether you're not happy with it for whatever reason, you have to decide at what point that it matters to you. And I am of the opinion that this one, it does matter to me. There's a lot of other quilts that it really does not matter. So, what I was going to say earlier, if you guys have not checked out Teresa's channel, she has done a horse that is a collage quilt, and she also put out a video, and I didn't get to watch the video with audio. I had to have it on mute, but I'm going to go back and rewatch it with the audio because I put the audio on at times, but I didn't have it on the entire video. But she was showing everybody how to dig from their stash and pick fabrics that go well with everything. So she picks out from a charm pack and, then shows you why the designers added all these other fabrics to that collection. And it was really a great information piece. I've seen that technique used a lot of other times, but Teresa really did an amazing job explaining it and bringing it down to earth. And I know there's a lot of quilters out there that do struggle with color choice, and it's excellent. It is absolutely excellent. So it's great for you to do that. So everybody's so quiet tonight. Am I talking too much? I sure hope not. I am just sewing all these flying geese, or sewing all these squares to these rectangles. I figure this is probably more entertaining than, I don't know, watching my head go up and down as I look up at the camera and then look down. Oh, Vicky, you need to come over. What are you cooking? I'm going to be hungry in just a minute. I have not had dinner yet. I did have a late lunch, though. I'll say that. My doctor's appointment ran a little late, so I did not get in on my appointment as early as I would like. And in case you guys are wondering, I did not draw any lines on the backs of my triangles. Let me get where I can actually see there we go. I did not draw any lines on the backs of my squares. Ooh, I agree, Lisa. Ooh, oven fried chicken and acorn squash. And tacos. Okay, yeah. My husband, I actually bought him a shirt one year at Paducah that says, "I cook, she quilts." And I bought it in his size. So that was absolutely worth it. I think the shirt shrunk over the years, so I might have to make another one. Oh, you want to go to Vicky's house for what? For the oven fried chicken and acorn squash over the tacos? Okay, you haven't met my husband. My husband would always choose the tacos. My husband, he for his birthday dinner, we don't even go out for his birthday dinner. His birthday dinner is always tacos. And then every time that there is a college football game, it is always tacos. Bring your tacos, we can have a great dinner. All right, y'all know you're not supposed to leave me out now. You know that, right? Oh, so yeah, we're gonna have some fun. So, okay, so what I am doing is I do have diagonal seam tape on my machine, and I don't know how well it shows. I am the entertainment. Oh boy. Let me pull my sleeves up for that. Leave it open. Leave it open. All right, so I apologize. I have a puppy entertainment act that has just joined the room. So let me swap cameras real quick so you guys can see. All right, let me re-angle that so you guys don't get blinded. Come here. You want to come say hi? Or are you watching Daddy leave? You're watching Daddy leave. Okay. Well, we will have puppy entertainment here shortly. And while I've got this screen up, I'm going to show you guys. Teresa, this is what I was showing earlier. This is my pink star system block. I'm ready to do 2 of these total, and I'm going to do 2 of every color, but this is 1 of 2, but I've got to redo it. I put 1 of these star blocks in the outside 4. This one and this one need to be swapped, so I've got to take it apart for that. Plus, I'm not 100% happy with my flying geese. I've lost some, or not, it's not with the flying geese themselves, but it's with my star points. I've lost a few of them. All right. Oh, thank you, Teresa Louise. Oh, and just so you know, Teresa, the chat, I do agree. Vicky does have an awesome sewing room. So Vicky Frog Kermit and It's Kennedy are all local quilters that welcomed me with open arms when I moved up here to Casper. So I moved here from Alabama, and when I was living in Alabama, I really did not have a big quilting community that I could join in with. I quilted a little bit, and I did diamond painting, and I did cross stitch. I did a lot of cross stitch back when I was living in Alabama. Um, and although I, sewed and I could quilt and I could do other things, I made a few quilts while I was living there. And the house that we lived in before we moved here, we lived there for 2 years, and I made 2 or 3 dresses, and I made a Halloween costume, and I made at least 3 quilts that I can count for sure without going back and looking through my pictures. I will have to show you guys my photo album. I take pictures of every quilt that I finish, and I I print a copy of that as a 4x6, and it doesn't have to be a fancy picture, but it's at least, the entire quilt top. And I have got a 3-ring binder with photo storage pages, and I'm adding those pictures to that. So Teresa, you're not far from Wyoming, so you need to come join us. We need to have you come out for a visit. One of us will find some room to put you up if you need a place to be put up. We would happily have you. You could come teach your collage quilt. We would love that. I don't know how much snow you've got on the ground right now, Teresa, but we don't have a lot. All of ours, unless you're in the shadow somewhere, all of ours has melted. It's 52 degrees outside now. And Chloe, if you're still here, do you have any snow down? I know you're up in the Northeast. I believe Rhode Island, if I remember correctly. Guys, my first chat, I was so excited. I had someone in Virginia. I had Rhode Island. I had Casper, and I had Greenland, all in one chat. And that was just mind blowing to me. I am so excited. Yes, I do agree with you. She needs to come out here. We would love to have you come visit. That would be awesome. I'm going to swap back over real quick. And Lisa, if you haven't seen her, if you have not seen Teresa Lee's channel, you definitely need to go check that out. If you need, you can type !Teresa, and that will give you a link to Teresa's channel. I know Katie was in the chat earlier as well, and you could do !Katie, so Katy, and that will give you Katie's channel as well. Let's see, where is 3? Oh, I saw 3. 4 is 4 is my problem child. So we're going to try to rearrange that. You have about a foot of snow on the ground. Oh, you've been snowed in for a few days. That is the perfect time to create. That's when you need to be making all your extra quilts. Oh, it hasn't snowed in a few days. I'm sorry. I will say this, as an Alabama girl, and yes, I am, yeah, okay, this is the one that I'm setting aside. And Teresa, if you didn't catch what I did, all of my stripes are going the direction I intended, except for the one. I managed to flub on one flying goose unit. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to see if I've got more orange, and I'll just go ahead and copy that. And it is without the H. Teresa is Teresa. And it should give you the link. that H is going to throw off my little bot. I guess I need to put it in both ways. That way, in case people misspell, they'll get the right link. All right, you guys, now I know you're using your phones because it's auto-correcting. There we go. Awesome. Thank you, Teresa. I think I have an aunt, Teresa, and I think hers is also spelled without the H. But I think growing up, I always spelled it with the H. And my first name is Tammy, and it's spelled Tammy. But I cannot tell you how many times people have spelled it Tammi or Tammie or oh, how many times I've been asked if it's Tamara. Uh, it is definitely just Tammy. It's fun having, names with multiple spellings, but then it makes it hard for everybody else. And I don't know, is this just an English language thing where we have the 5 different spellings for a name? Because, I don't know if people with French names or uh, German or Spanish, I don't know if they have the same problem that we do. I honestly don't know, because when I took Spanish, they of course always used the traditional names. Yep, everybody asked me for the names are confusing. Yeah, everybody asked me if it's the Tammie, and it is not. My name. My dad fell in love with the Tammy movies. This is the story my parents tell me. My dad fell in love with the Tammy movies, so it was spelled just like the Tammy on the Tammy movies. So it was really aggravating growing up because I was the only Tammy anywhere around. There was no other Tammys. And every other Tammy that I met when I was growing up, it was Tamara, and they just shortened their name to Tammy. So the one other kid in school, the other girl in school that had named Tammy, she joined the school when I think I was in junior high maybe, and she was a grade or 2 under me, and hers was Tammi because her full name was Tamara. But yep, I got mine from the Tammy movies. And then one of the nicknames somebody had for me, one of my family members had for me, was Tammy Sue. And I could not stand it. I don't know why, but that was my least favorite nickname. So I bet when all the teaching for 31 years, I bet you had a lot of kids that had nicknames that they went by too, that they really didn't even know their full name or their correct names. I know I tried to go by a nickname. I tried to self-impose a nickname, and none of my teachers were having it. They didn't like my nickname. It was a regular name. I tried to go by my middle name for several years when I was in junior high because I hated my first name. So my husband has special ordered things for me that has his and my name or just has my name on it, just as a specialization or customization. And it is so difficult because I've had to come to grips. This is indeed my name, and it is not changing at this point in my life. I had a lot of preschoolers who went by their middle name and didn't know their first name. Oh, my parents named my brother by the name, or they put the first name that they wanted to call him as his first name because they didn't want to have that problem, because that's what my dad's problem was growing up. because my dad's first name is not what people call him. And he's never gone by his first name. So, yeah, I, I fully believe in naming your kid what you're going to call them, because otherwise it is so confusing. What's the point of a first name if, if you don't use, I guess it's the family name kind of thing, because I know a lot of that happens. Oh, and preschoolers, they're not even spelling their names yet, so when you've got a name roster and you don't know their middle name or you don't know their nickname, I bet that's such a challenge. Oh, goodness. I could not even imagine. So I will say this, my son, his first name is Michael, and his dad's first name is Michael. Hi, Tessa. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, thanks. I'm glad you got here. I do apologize. I'll show you in just a minute what I'm working on. So right now what you're seeing is I am sewing the other side on to my flying geese units. So I'm starting out with these and I'm adding the other wing to my units. And if you haven't already, if you missed the announcement earlier, right down here in the video stream, you're going to see a thumbs up. Please don't hesitate to hit that. I appreciate all the love. So my oldest son is Charles Alexander. His dad was a mechanic. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, you had too many naughty students named Charlie. Oh, I can see that as being a problem. I love the initials though. Oh my goodness. So my son's name is Michael, and his dad's name was also Michael, and his dad before him, his name was also Michael, and so was his great grandfather. And so what the family does is the oldest Mike or Michael in the room gets to be called Mike, and the next Michael gets to be called Mike Jr. Doesn't matter what number of Mike they are. And then the youngest one is always Michael. At one point, my son's grandmother called him Baby Michael and called her son Michael and then called her husband Mike. And that was the rounds that we were going. But it is definitely confusing. Yes, Tessa, I'm working with oranges. So give me a second. Let me get these last 3 done real quick to get to a stopping point. And I've also got to work on the orientation. So I got to not screw that up. I am having to literally check my orientation on all of these stripes. My mother-in-law's name is Sharon. Oh, and the initials are Saw. Oh my goodness. So my uncle, my favorite uncle growing up, had a nickname for me, and my initials were TRP. So it doesn't really spell anything, but he liked to make something with everybody's initials. So mine became Trip or Twerp, depending on how I was acting. And I hated the kids at school using the TP initials because, kids are crazy, and especially when they hit that 4th grade through 6th grade, and especially the boys, 7th grade. TP is, so funny. My husband is Michael, his son is Michael, and his son is Michael. Baby, baby. I love it. Hi, Andrea. And if somebody will for me, I thought about this during my last live, but I did not think about it to ask or to make a comment of it. If somebody will, on their phone or TV or however they're watching this stream, If you will turn on closed captions, see if they are working. I want to know that you guys are seeing them. I have not turned it on my screen, but I do want to know if you guys are seeing them. All right, so, all right, for all of you who have not seen yet, this I have been working on. This is Star Systems by Elizabeth Hartman, and I apologize for the lighting. We are going to work on that for next week. They are not working. Okay, I will work on that, Andrea. I will figure out what the heck I am doing wrong, because I want to make sure captions are on. I know I've tried to caption on my pre-recordeds. I think I've done all of them, but I will work on getting my lives caption working. So I will work on that. I will consult some help on that. So I am working on Star Systems by Elizabeth Hartman. And please let me know if you are not able to hear me or if you need help. Because if I'm not coming through, my captions aren't working, I need to know that I need to help you. So this is my pink star block. This is my pink Star Systems. All right, Lisa, enjoy those tacos for me. I am jealous. So this is my pink Star Systems. So I will be taking this apart, and I'm going to swap back over one more time so I can show you guys who haven't seen already. All right, so I did unbox my cotton cuts. Let me show you that real quick before I tuck this out of the way. I am doing the chestnut colorway. This is the colorway my husband picked for me. And what's really kind of funny, and I gotta laugh, I have to laugh. Out of all the fabrics, when I saw the color card, the fabric that sticks out to me the most is fabric D, which is this fabric right here. And it is the fabric I like the least. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta have a fabric that you don't like to make all the other fabrics shine. So that's what we're gonna hope for. But I did not pick the colors, my husband did. He did that to get me a little bit out of my color zone, or out of my comfort zone color-wise. So I am so excited to get started with that. You have a headset on, is it hard? Thank you, Andrea. I am so sorry. Yeah, I will figure out how to get those captions on. I will send out messages to try to figure this out, because I have tried 3 different ways. I'm going to try something else in just a minute too. And you guys, if you'll bear with me, I will make sure that that is on. So this is my Star Systems block, and it is bigger than what can fit on my ironing board at one time. So again, one of the problems I've got is these 2 stars are not supposed to be where they're at. I'm supposed to have one of them, but the other one is supposed to be this star, or this one right here. So I'm supposed to have this one and this one, and that's supposed to be repeated. But what I've got instead, right next door, right over here, this one matches this one, and that's not supposed to be the case. So this one over here that's off camera is supposed to match that one, and that one is supposed to be over here. So I've got to swap these 2 either way. That's one thing I've got to fix. Either way, no matter what I do, I've got to fix that. The other thing that I've got to fix is I did not pre-trim any of my star blocks. I was in a hurry. Yep, Becca is exactly who I was thinking of. No, I don't think he got Tessa. I don't think he picked that one for him, but he was definitely looking at some colorways I was not thinking about, and chestnut was one of them. But it's the one that was least unlike my colorways, so I can work with it a little bit better. So I did not trim my star blocks. If I had trimmed, I would have seen that I'm going to lose my star point. Like, you see, this star point is just fine right here. I apologize for the focusing. My star block, my point is fine here, but it is not fine there at this point. So I am going to take it apart anyway, one way or the other. And I have not trimmed anything down. So, as I was showing earlier, I have got, here we go. I have got my seam allowances in the quilt or in the block do not line up. I have got, there we go. I'm trying to figure out directions. I promise, I'm trying. So, you're seeing a pink and a white seam allowance here. You should only be seeing the pink. So I've got to take this apart either way and trim and fix and figure out what I did so that way when I make the rest of them, I don't struggle as much as I did with this one. And I know there's another piece that's going to be going on here that will be snowballing this corner. So you won't see this corner, but these pieces here don't line up. And these pieces, these sections right here, were cut separately. So they were not part of what I cut for my star. So these were cut to the pattern recommendations, but again, it didn't fit. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to fix this so I'm happy with it. And it's not, if I wasn't wanting to possibly put this in a show, I wouldn't worry about it. But I might want to put this in a show, so it's going to get fixed one way or the other. So let me swap back over real quick. All right. Thank you, Chloe. I play around with my color. I do a lot of that. I wouldn't say that I'm great with color, but I know what I feel looks good. So when I see somebody's quilt in a quilt show, and this is kind of why I go to quilt shows. I go to quilt shows for two reasons. Three reasons. And I need to just do an entire video on why I go to quilt shows. I go to quilt shows to look at the quilts, but I don't go to look at the quilts to judge them. When I see the ribbon that somebody got a prize on their quilt, I do go up and I look specifically at that quilt, even if it's something that I have no interest in making. Like I love the quilt. It might be beautiful, but there's no way that I would make it unless somebody's paying me to make it. Those kinds of quilts. And it's not that I don't like the quilt, it's that I don't have time to make every single quilt that's in my brain. And so it's on one of those lists of beautiful, but I'm never going to do it. So I go up and I look at those quilts to see why they got a ribbon. Why did the judges decide that that quilt was worthy of some kind of prize? Whether that was just an honorable mention or somebody likes it. I want to know what it is about that quilt that is different from what I'm doing. I also go to get ideas. I will look through the entire quilt show, and I am awful. I am so awful. People go, you went to such and such show, or you went to the fair, or you did this, or you did that, and you didn't bring me back pictures. And it cracks me up because I am a photographer as well. I am a retired, but still practicing professional photographer. And I literally don't take pictures of everybody's quilts. I don't. I am awful about it. I only take pictures of the quilts that inspire me. Whether that is, wow, I like how that color combination works. Or, ooh, I like how the quilting on it isn't as important as piecing. Or, ooh, that gives me this idea. And my brain goes off the deep end and down into the pool. Well, off the diving board and down into the pool. And just kind of gets muddied back in with all the ideas I've come up with. And I do have a sketchbook and I am drawing out patterns. I did mention that I am doing a temperature quilt. I will make sure that that temperature quilt pattern is available one way or the other. I reached out to AccuQuilt and I had some technical difficulties this morning. You're gonna have to sue me. I had some technical difficulties. And maybe I reached out to them yesterday. And I ended up getting a bot, and the bot got me to an agent. But by the time I got to transfer to the agent, I thought that it was just going to send me to an agent to email me, not to an agent to chat with me. And then I get an email from an agent that says, well, here's the copyright policy. And I'm like, okay, well, I already read that. That's why I was trying to talk to somebody. So I emailed her back. And then about maybe 5 minutes later, another email came through, and it was a copy of where the agent had been trying to talk to me in the chat. So I don't fault AccuQuilt at all for that. That was me, but I definitely didn't have time to deal with it today. So I'm going to email them or talk to them again tomorrow. I'm going to try that again tomorrow. I've got somewhere I'm going to be all day, but that is on my priority list to get that taken care of, because I do want to be able to share my temperature quilt idea with everybody in a format that you can do the same thing that I'm doing. I know I come up with some incredibly bold and daring ideas, and my local quilters, I know you guys, I know a couple of you guys have jumped off to go get your food. They're all getting food right about now. It is 6 o'clock Mountain Time, so it is dinner time. It is definitely dinner time. I'm feeling it. But I come up with some really interesting ideas, and unless I put those down on paper, there's no way you're going to recreate what I did. And I know a lot of people don't have the way to come up with their designs like that themselves. I definitely want to encourage everybody to come up with their own colors and put your own spin on anything, like any pattern that I ever publish. I've published patterns before, but any pattern I publish, I want anybody who participates in a pattern that I've published, I want you to be able to put your own spin on it. I absolutely want to see what my idea springboarded for you, because that's inspiring. Absolutely inspiring. So I do want to get that done. So I will be talking to AccuQuilt tomorrow, one way or the other. If not, I will at least have it done Thursday. So I will get with them and see about getting permissions. I know I got off tangent a little bit. So I know everything got quiet while y'all are listening to me, so I apologize. Okay, we're going to reset my brain. We're going to get a drink. Reset my brain. Oh, no worries, Jane. As long as I am on, you are not late. Now I might have to reshare a few things, but you're not late. Not at all. I've only been planning. Thank you. Yep, it's Kennedy. You are funny. So, you guys, you're going to have to rally some support. I have a Mary. If you guys watch Becca's channel, and Mary doesn't like to be on camera, and Becca's daughter doesn't like to be on camera, I know at least those two. I've heard her specifically say the words, they do not want to be on camera. So I have I do not want to be on camera. And she calls me Alabama, so when you see her, I love it. I love it. So that's my personal Mary. Um, so I've got a lot of ideas running around in my brain, and my goal, especially this year, I've been doing 3 quilts at a time. That's about what I've been running, and I have this project, and I think I'm either gonna quilt, and you guys can tell me what you'd like to see. I have 5 quilts, and if my backing comes in on Wednesday, I will know tomorrow afternoon whether or not I will have my quilts basted by Saturday afternoon. If I have my quilts basted Saturday afternoon, would you guys like to see me working on quilting one of my quilts during the Super Bowl? Is that what you want to see? Or do you want to see me working on this project, which is my Elizabeth Hartman Star Systems quilt? Or do you want to see me working on my other available project? It is a paper piecing pattern. So let me grab a couple things real quick. I'm going to step off camera just for a second or two and step over the dog. Oh. So, in case you guys did not see, and I have not done a trunk show, so you really haven't missed much. This is the first time I'm showing this on my channel, so you guys are getting a preview. You guys are getting a sneak peek. So this is not quilted, but this is going to be a table topper. And I can't show me and see my camera while I'm doing this, so I do apologize. So this is a 60-inch wide table topper. It could have been a tree skirt, but I asked my husband, because he is the decorator. All my local ladies know my husband is definitely the decorator. Thank you, Jean. I appreciate it. This is a Quiltworx pattern. This was a Quiltworx. And if you have not heard of Quiltworx before, every single thing that I have ever seen from Quiltworx, and it's Quiltworx if you go looking for it. Everything that I have seen from Quiltworx is like this. It is very visually stunning. So my other project that I'm going to be working on is another Quiltworx project, and I haven't even unpacked the papers for it yet. So I have a lot of prep work to get done if I'm going to work on that. So you guys get to decide, if my my backing comes in, you guys get to tell me, am I basting all my quilts and getting to working on quilting one? It's not going to be this one that I'm quilting. Or am I going to be working on my next Quiltworx on Super Bowl Sunday? Or am I going to be working on Star Systems? Now, Star Systems, let me pick it up one more time because I know, Jean, you have not seen this yet. Thank you, everybody. I do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun putting that together. I was on Greenland Quilter. Yep. I was on Katie's channel working on her New Year's Eve 12-hour live. And I still didn't finish. I thought I was poised and ready to finish that on her live. Nope, did not happen. All right, so this is one of 9 blocks that are called for in the Star Systems quilt by Elizabeth Hartman. It's going to have snowball corners, but I'm not doing that until I take it apart and fix it the way I'm happy with. So I've got to work on that. So you guys get to tell me what you'd like to see. Would you like to see more of this quilt? Would you like me to do quilting on one of the quilts I've got? Or would you like me to pull out my other Quiltworx um, Quiltworx pattern and start working on it. I don't know how far I'll get with it because it's going to be a little bit different from that one. I am working from a jelly roll, which I can do on that one. So you guys get to tell me what all I'm working on. And you guys, I'm probably going to go till about 6:30 because I don't want to keep everybody too late unless you guys are just, chatting away and have a lot going on for me. Let's see. I'm going to check real quick and see if it shows me. No, of course it does not. I can't even see how many people are here. You guys are just awesome, though. I am so glad that you are here. And I will tell you this, I am going to do some kind of giveaway. You'd love to see me work on the Quiltworx? Absolutely. All right, so we've got one vote for Quiltworx. Awesome. Now, Jean, have you ever done a Quiltworx before? I'm going to swap cameras real quick so that way you guys can see what I'm working on. All right, 15 watching. Oh, wow, I have 15 people watching. You guys, I am absolutely in awe. Thank you so much. You have not done a Quiltworx. Awesome. Andrea, thank you. Yes. Okay, so we've got Jean, Vicky, and Andrea all asking for Quiltworx. Okay, I guess I am working on Quiltworx. So you guys have voted, and you have no idea what it looks like either. You guys get a surprise. Are you guys happy with surprises? Is that okay? Oh, I love the hearts, Teresa. Thank you. So when we get to 50 subscribers, I know I'm only like 11 away, but when we get to 50 subscribers, I am going to do a giveaway of some sort. We are going to try out Nightbot and see about it drawing. So I would love for that to happen. I love surprises too. Awesome, you guys. And it will have to be somebody in the United States, I will say that. But I'm going to try to, I'm hoping that we get to the 50 subscribers during the live or before the live on. Oh, well, hi, Debbie. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, this is the Debbie that I was talking about earlier. And if you have not checked out her channel, she is also new to YouTube. She's been on here a couple of months. And she says all the kinds of stuff that I wish I could say and get away with. I love her to death. You can tell she is real. Looks awesome as the table topper. I believe it will be awesome. Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for the kind words this morning, Debbie. I really appreciate it. I jumped into Debbie's chat this morning and she was so excited to see me in chat. I was like, "Oh, that's amazing. She's happy to see me. I'm flattered." I felt so wonderful just knowing that, you guys are out there supporting me too. And so I really do appreciate it. Oh, that's okay, Laura. That's okay. I'm glad you are here for this one. And any live that you miss, you absolutely can go back to rewatch. So you don't have to, like, I love if you're here for the live, I really do. Because it definitely makes me feel like I'm chatting with somebody and not just randomly finding topics to talk about. Because, those random topics. All the rabbit holes. All the rabbit holes. There's plenty of them. I can find a rabbit hole. I find lots of them. Okay, so you had to make dinner. All right, I've heard that it was acorn squash and, oh, I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember what you were making, Vicky. Oh my gosh, what's your dinner? But Lisa's having tacos. And I don't remember, I know somebody else left to go eat dinner as well. And so Laura, all right, you gotta help me live vicariously. What did you have for dinner? I've got to know what you guys have had for dinner. Oven baked chicken. That's right. That's right. That's right. Ah, y'all with the food. I will be putting some food on here shortly. It's probably gonna be something microwave because that husband of mine has already left the building. He has gone, you know, when we moved up, so we lived in Alabama and we moved up to Wyoming. And when we moved up here with the intention that my husband would not have to work because he had been working. Ooh, chicken cordon bleu and broccoli with rice. Okay. Oh, yep, Jean. Yep, you gotta eat. Gotta eat. You can't forget to eat. I forget to eat, but you can't forget to eat. We will be the support network. I am on at dinner time, so I will be the support network. Uh, so I I do not eat rice. It is one of those rare, weird things that I do not eat. I don't eat rice or green beans. They are not on my menu. Now, my husband eats them both, but I eat a lot of things he won't eat. He won't touch seafood. Um, well, I'll take that back. There's one or two things of seafood that I can get him to eat, but it is just one of those food quirks. Uh, so I'm going to get through this little stack right here. So I don't know how many of these are. And then we're going to swap the camera, and then I'm going to re-show everything that I've got going. And then we will call it a night, probably. And that will actually be longer than I had planned, but that's okay. And I think I'm trying to get my four-legged scout is trying to interrupt. Okay, he actually went. He was coming over sniffing. He's been napping this entire time. I'm surprised he hasn't been snoring where you guys can hear him. So, Laura, have you ever done a Quiltworx? I know Jean and Vicky and crap, we have a lot of requests for Quiltworx. Okay, Tessa, well, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. You know, guys, I'm going to go ahead and swap back over. The puppy is going to start causing problems. All right, so in case you guys want to see him, let me see if he'll come. 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 All right, in case you wonder. What have I got? Come. Up. All right, so you guys will not see his face probably because he likes to pay attention to me. But I do have a four-legged companion. All right, 84-year-old father, my husband. Dinner at 5:30. I don't blame you. Oh, shrimp, broccoli, and rice. I'd eat the shrimp and broccoli. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't already, let me put this back in the chat real quick. Let me pull my window and we'll get this over here. And anytime you do exclamation point friends, you will see a list of all of the people that I follow well, those are the main ones that I'm following. Those are the people that I sit there and jump over and watch regularly. So that gives you Becca, that gives you Debbie, who is in Quilt Fact, who was here. That gives you Donna, who is Handmade by Ying with Donna, Fallon for Soviet Quilts, Ian with Off Kilter Crafter, Ian, Katie with Greenland Quilter, Sean with The Guy Who Sews, Shannon with Slay Arts, Teresa with Teresa I Quilt Too, and Tiffany with Tiffany's Quilting Life. I will remember the whole list by heart soon. Yep, absolutely. Laura, I used to have a whole lot of dogs, but I am down to one. I am down to one. All right, so you guys have voted. So I will be doing, on Super Bowl Sunday, I will be doing another live. I'm doing 2 lives coming up. I'm going to be over on, yes, Jean, your puppy is cute. I do agree, Teresa. Her puppy is adorable. So I will be over on Katie's channel, Greenland Quilter, on Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you want to come over and join me, come see what I'm doing. I know she's got a gaggle of guests for Saturday, so you'll be able to see everybody and what we're up to and what's going on. So it's going to be more chat than it is going to be sew because I don't think the screen's going to be big enough for everybody to sew as much. Yeah, Teresa, you're not old. You're definitely not old. All right. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you visiting. So, Super Bowl Sunday, I'm going to do a live and I will be working on a Quiltworx. So, I will have more details on that coming up on the channel. I will have it up no later than Friday. So, start looking for announcements by Friday and it will tell you what time Sunday I'm going live and about how long I plan to be online so you guys can catch me and just jump in and jump out of my chat. I absolutely don't mind if you come and go. I know Super Bowl is a busy day and internet may be a little hiccupy with everybody online watching TV and such. So I know that that's not a given. This is the one block that I've gotten done so far. This is the Star Systems quilt. So I will start posting pictures of this up. I'm going to post pictures from far away because I've still got to fix this one. I'm not happy with it, but that is me. There's nothing wrong with it. If I wanted to leave it, I would, but I don't want to leave it. Um, yeah, Laura, I will tell you this, okay? I'm going to tell on myself a little bit. I am a football fan, but I'm not a huge football fan. I come from Alabama, and in Alabama, you are either an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan. You are either Roll Tide or War Eagle. You are not, there is no, you don't root for a team. You move to Alabama, you choose a team. You are not allowed to basically move to Alabama without choosing a team. Now, Debbie, I grew up with Alabama. I grew up in Birmingham. I lived there most of my life. I moved to Starkville, Mississippi for Mississippi State University. That is my alma mater. I did graduate with a bachelor's degree. I moved to Huntsville, spent about a decade there. I lived for a year in Montgomery, and then I lived for a couple of other years in areas between Birmingham and Montgomery. Yeah, absolutely. So when SEC football is on, for those of you who are not from the South or Southeast, when SEC football is on, there is nothing else going on. You have to have a team, and there's nothing else going on. One of my friends up here, she is a diehard Tennessee fan. So when there was the Alabama Tennessee game, the two of us were not talking because I'm not rooting for Tennessee. I don't look good in orange. It's not going to happen. Oh, Jasper, Alabama. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I still have family living in Alabama and, I will go back and visit, but I definitely needed to get away from the humidity. I didn't move from the South because of the culture. I moved away from the South because of the humidity. Um, but so I will watch Alabama football because I will guarantee you if there's an Alabama game on, it is on that TV because my husband is watching that TV. He does not miss an Alabama football game. Now, with Nick Saban retiring, I don't know what that's going to do for the team. I don't have any clue. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, like, I have no idea. But he is such a diehard Alabama fan. We have Big Al, the elephant, everywhere. We have his chair is Houndstooth, which is a Bear Bryant thing from one of the previous coaches. So, when you don't know much about football, if you meet him during college football season, he is glued to that TV because he is watching Alabama football. If Mississippi State is playing, he will root for Mississippi State in honor of me, but only if they're not playing Alabama. So it's kind of that kind of deal. Yeah, I don't blame you, Laura. I I can't do the humidity. The humidity killed me. I am sorry, Debbie. I know you might not like Alabama, or you might not like Bama, but I'm not gonna blast a team on my channel. I will say that. I don't. Yes, I did move to find you. It's Kennedy. I did. So I won't. I absolutely won't blast a channel or blast a team. There's always going to be something positive or negative about whatever team is out there. It's just it's football. It's part of the game. It's part of the nature of the game. You're always going to love your home team, whatever that is, and you're always going to have a rivalry. That's just the nature of college football. And especially in the Southeast, people are people are definitely diehard fans, one way or the other. And I know you were just goofing around, Debbie. I know. So, but I don't. I used to watch pro football growing up, and I can still watch pro football, but I'm not glued to it. And I will say this, if the Super Bowl was just about football and playing the sport, I probably would be watching the game on Sunday. But I don't feel for me that I'm watching the game. I'm watching the announcers, I'm watching the commercials, and I'm watching whatever the drama is that's going on with the whole I support this guy on this team kind of deal. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna bash anybody. Yeah, college ball is definitely better than pro in my opinion. However, now that the college players can get money, I feel like it's changed the game, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. So, I'm not going to have an opinion on it, but just suffice it to say, I know I'm not the only one not going to be watching the game. So I will probably have the game. I mean, the game might be on, so my husband can catch the commercials live and see them or see the halftime show, but I'm not worried about it either way. It's not a big deal for me. So I would rather be sewing, and I'd rather let anybody who wants to come join me and stop in and say hi. I'd rather be here to let you guys do that. Well, on that we'll disagree, Katie, because I think in college they need to be playing because they love their team, not because they should get paid. But again, it's an opinion. Everybody's entitled to them. You can disagree with me. You can like my opinion. Either way. But I am going to call this for the night because I now have a puppy licking a paw in the floor. Come on. Thank you. And I do need to go get dinner. So again, watch for announcements on Friday. I will have an announcement reminding you about my live over on Greenland Quilters page. And I will, yeah, I agree. I will have updates about how long I'm going to be on for the Super Bowl program. I may even have my other camera in them by then, but don't count on that. I think it's still going to be delayed a little bit because I'm going to have to order it, but I will definitely be working on my super secret Quiltworx project, so you guys will get to see that firsthand on Super Bowl Sunday, and I'm not showing anything until then. So you guys will get to see it first time on Super Bowl Sunday. And so be watching for the information about that. I will have my next announcement also coming out on Sunday. It will probably come out during the live. Or I might make a separate recording, I'm not sure. I am going to also work on the captions so that I get that fixed. And I am so glad you caught me too, Jean. Thank you so much. And thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. And guess what? Someone is going to Guess what? Guess what? Someone is going to win. I don't disagree. Someone will win. Thank you, Laura. And guys, if you haven't already, down right here below the video, there is a like button with that thumbs up. Be sure to like my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And when we hit 50 followers, I will be sending out a prize. We will do a drawing. So thank you all for joining me. I appreciate having you guys here, and I will see you on Saturday or Sunday. Thank you.